Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today we're just going to do a review on All-Stars episode 9. This is spoilers warning, pretty obvious, I'll be talking about spoilers. Okay, let's actually get started. This episode was definitely very interesting. Like, I don't even know where to start. Let me just start with the challenge because I think Disventure camp is definitely not really focused on the challenges. I think you really look at most of the challenges throughout the season, a lot of them are pretty basic and really short. I think the only challenge I see wow was really good was the singing contest one. But the rest of them are pretty basic. It wasn't horrible, but also I feel like Magenta team winning was pretty obvious. Definitely when they mention that two teams were going to lose. So I think it was pretty obvious the Magenta team was going to lose. Definitely, since if Magenta team did lose, it would definitely be one of them going home. But yeah, overall the challenge, it was pretty basic. Nothing to write about. Well, let's actually start talking about some of the characters. Let's start with Gret. This was definitely Gret's best episode. She is starting to become more of a villain this episode, which you did see with her kind of cheating throughout the game and trying to convince Gabby to cheat, which she was able to convince Gabby to cheat. Which honestly, I don't mind. I don't mind Gret being more mean, but I can see why people don't like it. If you like Gret's more nicer side, which I think a decent amount of people do like, you probably are not a fan of this. But I have a feeling they're gonna do something with Gret, where she's trying to turn evil, but then not turn evil, starts to turn to a villain, and she starts regret it. I definitely can see Gret being a finalist. I think they're kind of she definitely has some plot going on, which I'm actually very interested in seeing. And I think she's actually gonna finally stick up for herself against Yul, which would be amazing. I like Yul. I don't hate Yul, but his actions are definitely not called for. Yul, the things you said, poor Gret. Definitely this episode, Yul, you're just being mean for Gret. To Gret for no reason. Come on, my guy. And also, this was kind of more nice of Rhea, helping Gret, stick up for herself, which was kind of nice of Rhea. I know a lot of people think Rhea is going home. I don't think Rhea is going home anytime soon, guys. She might be the first one in Merge. Okay, actually, let me take it back. I think Merge, she might be an early root for Merge. That's because everyone else hates her. But if we don't have Merge soon and Yellow Team loses, Yul's definitely going home. Which I think, I don't know how people feel about that. Rhea going pretty far, but I definitely can see her making it decently far. I know I made a whole video on Gret talking about how I think she's one of the most boring characters. But this episode was definitely, like I said, this episode was definitely her best. And I'm actually very interested what they're going to do with her. Let's now talk about Tom. Tom and Aiden, let's do both of them. So we do figure out Tom's boyfriend was fake, which is honestly pretty obvious. Everyone knew it. He wasn't fooling anyone. And then his face, though, can we just talk about his face? When I saw the thumbnail of episode 9, his face he's made, Tom was just being a silly little guy over there. He's just being a little silly guy. I do have to say, you guys know, Tom was my favorite character in season 1. But in All-Stars, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I think he's still good. He's definitely B tier. I'll say he's B tier in my opinion. But I think the way they're going for Tom, he's more, I don't want to say idiotic. I feel bad saying that, but he's definitely more of he's not as smart. He's also more I don't want to say comic relief character, more goofy in a way, which you do see a lot of Tom, which I don't hate. I still like Tom. Tom is still probably my top 3 favorite characters. But yeah, he's definitely was a downgrade in my opinion. And this episode, he was alright. He is, I don't know, I have a feeling that Jake and Tom might get back together by the end of the season, which I kind of don't want to happen. But I can definitely see All Nation Cartoons doing that. But we just have to wait and see. And then Aiden. Aiden was alright this episode. It was nice when they mentioned about their scars. That was a very nice moment. And their friendship is honestly pretty good. And then Aiden trying to vote off Rhea. It's honestly understandable. He does mention that he tried to that Rhea tried to kill him before, the whole final episode, season 2, which I honestly don't blame him. If someone tried to kill me, I'll be with you, Aiden. I'll be complaining too. Why is someone trying to kill me? And then, yeah, overall, I think Aiden's pretty good. I definitely think a lot of people think Aiden's gonna be one of the next boots, one of the next. No, I don't know how to say this. He's probably gonna be one of the next eliminations, which a lot of the fandom thinks. I remember I actually kind of did predict. I don't want to talk about Tess right now. Let me actually not talk about Tess. But I know a lot of people predict that Aiden was going to be like the next boot, which I honestly don't see. I think Aiden is definitely main character vibes. I think he's also going to make it pretty far this season, even if he was a finalist in like season 2. I think he's going to make it decently far. But I do think Tom's going to make it farther than him. So I think the next one that's going to get eliminated for the design team is probably going to be Aiden, though. But yeah, overall, Aiden and Tom, they're pretty good this episode. They didn't really do anything like, wow, that's amazing. But like, they're pretty good. Let's talk about, okay, I'll say Gabby and Tess for last. Those two characters I'll save for last. Alec, he's alright. I don't know if it's just me. Alec is my favorite character, but All-Stars Alec, I feel like he hasn't like really done that much. Like he has done things, like made the villain alliance, and is kind of like the leader of the group. But like he hasn't done anything this season. I mean, like wow, he's amazing. I still do like Alec. He's probably still my favorite character, but he hasn't done anything like to wow me. Like wow, he's definitely the best character. And then who am I? Okay, let's talk about Yule. Yule's the last one on the yellow team. Yule this episode was definitely alright. Him getting hit in the face with the ball was actually pretty funny. He definitely deserved it. Like, I did mention this a lot. I used to hate Yule. I still, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I hate Yule, but I don't absolutely, like, hate him. I think he's still a pretty good character. In my opinion, definitely, like, early All-Stars Yule, I think he's one of the best written characters. I think Yule's plot now, though, kind of ran out. I feel like he's definitely going to be a boot soon. Like, I feel like they kind of, like, hinted him getting eliminated soon. Which I don't mind. Like, I'm not really rooting for Yule to win. I don't know that. Honestly don't even think many people are. Maybe there are some Yule fans out there rooting for him to win, but I'm definitely not one of them. But yeah, Yule's actually a pretty good character this season. Like, again, I'm always going to say this. I don't support his actions, but Yule is a very well-written character. Definitely, like I mentioned before, early All-Stars Yule is really well-written. Okay, let's talk about Magenta team. Magenta team, honestly, pretty boring this episode in a minute. I like Ashley. She is like, Ashley's the character I really like. I know a lot of people call her overrated, which is honestly probably true. It's not my line. It's actually true, but like, I like Ashley. She's definitely a support character. Like her and Tess are definitely support characters, but I honestly like Ashley more than Tess. Ashley's actually a very good friend and a very good leader, and you see her trying to help Jake a lot. Which let me just talk about Jake right now. Jake this episode, I don't know about it. I understand Jake is like going through a lot of things right now. Definitely with like Tom. Definitely with like all the problems with Tom. The way he treats Allie makes no sense. Like he's honestly just being a jerk for no reason. Like I get he's like in a lot of pain. Like he really cares about Tom. But that's like no reason for him to be like so mad at Allie. Definitely since like Allie will say the same things as Ashley. But you'll only listen to Ashley. I honestly think Jake is starting to become a character I'm not the biggest fan anymore. I still think Jake is alright character. But like, episode 2 to like 6, Jake was pretty good. But I think like the later, starting to get like these later episodes, I'm not the biggest fan of Jake anymore. He's just starting to get a little bratty. I feel bad for him that. Like, I really do feel bad. He's starting to become like a little brat. And I get that's like part of his character. And I understand why people like Jake. Like, it's really understandable. And let's just end it off with Allie. Allie's not much thing to talk about, except for like Jake being mean to her. I do think Allie is gonna make it decently far. Actually, yeah, I definitely think she's gonna make it decently far. But I do have to say one thing. Why did she say betrayal? Like, girl, what are you doing to say that? What kind of Fortnite is this? It was kind of funny though. Like, I used to play Fortnite. I'm gonna say this. I used to play Fortnite, so that reference was pretty funny. I get like she is a gamer, but ooh, that game was definitely something. Let's just now talk about the two big characters I want to mainly talk about, being Gabby and our girl Tess. So Gabby, you can tell Gabby is very hurt. But I'm going to say this, Gabby fans does not hate me. I know Gabby fans, there's a lot of them out there. I did not like Gabby this season. I mean, I did not like Gabby this episode. I found her very annoying, definitely this episode. I get that she's mad that Ellie got eliminated, but you need to understand, this is the whole point of a competition. Tell me how mad she is towards Tess. Out of all three of them, she's the most mad towards Tess. Which honestly, in my opinion, made no sense. Like, I get Tess voted for Ellie last minute, but like, she had a good reason, and she even explained it to you, her reason why she voted Ellie. And she's still there, comforting you, trying to like help you. But you still find a way to put all the blame onto Tess and send her home. I get to like try to make Gabby have this whole villain arc, which honestly could make her an interesting character. But just from this episode, I know she wasn't really a true villain yet this episode, but this episode, I wasn't a fan of Gabby. I know Gabby fans are going to hate me for saying this. I just did not like Gabby this episode. I don't get why she's so mad. Like, I know, like, her and Ellie are very close, and, like, she talks about, when she was talking about Tess or something, like, when she's alone, her voice tells her something, which, honestly, I understand, like, yeah, but, like, I really don't understand why. Definitely all three of them, she decided to target Tess. Like, Tess has been there for you, but you decided to target... She could have also, just game-wise, like, to make Gabby go farther, why would she eliminate Tess? Tess would make sure you be safe and keep you in the game. If you wanted to vote... If Gabby would think it smartly, she should have voted off Aiden. Because she kind of has a close relationship to Tom and Tess. So why vote off Tess when Aiden is right there? Like, I don't know. I just did not like Gabby this episode. I don't know if I'm being too harsh on her. I just wasn't a fan. But I am interested how, like, they're gonna make Gabby a villain. She's definitely part of the villain alliance now, which we saw, like, the end of the episode. Okay, now let's talk about the elimination. I know people are gonna be so mad about this. I already can tell. Tess. I think this is gonna be another Lake situation where people are gonna start hating on Gabby just because she eliminated Tess. It feels so weird. I literally made a community post yesterday talking about Tess. I had no clue that she was gonna get eliminated. I talked about how I thought Tess was, like, all the right character. I don't understand, like, all the hype around her. And I talked about how I think she has, like, a lot of potential to be a really good character later throughout the season. And a lot of people actually predicted Tess to be, like, a finalist. People predict her to win the season. But nope, she got eliminated. Which, again, I don't hate. It's nice to have more surprise eliminations. Like, I'm not mad that really Tess got eliminated because, like, again, I'm not the biggest fan of her. But I feel like how the way she got eliminated wasn't my favorite. Like, Gabby, why do you vote for Tess? Out of all three of them, you decided Tess. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe guys, tell me in the comments. Maybe I'm missing something why Gabby focused on Tess. I do feel bad for Tess. There's a lot of Tess fans. I know there's a lot of Tess fans. And I know they're not going to be happy about this. But, again, I wasn't the biggest fan of Tess. I love her design. Like, I think Tess is my favorite Disventure Camp character design-wise. Love her design. And I really like how she's, like, very nice and, like, supportive. She wants to help people. Like, you really tell she wants to help people. And she has very good intentions and knows, like, how to talk to people very well. And I know some people complain, like, Tess, she changed a lot. Definitely from, like, season 2. Season 2 Tess and this season Tess are definitely two different characters. Kind of how, like, Gret was from her season. But Gret, you can tell, is trying to become more of a villain now. But, yeah, I didn't hate Tess to completely become, like, a more happy character, which is honestly, I'm happy for her. Like, it's nice seeing Tess being more cheerful and happy. Like, it's nice that she's actually helping others now, which is very nice. And it sucks though, I kind of wanted to see more Tess and Allie moments. But sadly, that's not gonna happen. They decided to send... Oh wait, Tess went home again before Allie again. Dang, I honestly thought... I don't know. I think I definitely predicted Allie to make it farther. But Tess getting eliminated this early just kind of feels wrong. Like, I definitely think she had, like, finalist potential. But she is a support character. Again, support characters, they normally don't make it that far. And I think, sadly, Tess just had to get eliminated. And maybe this might happen to Ashley. Since Ashley's, like, the only support character left, I do think Ashley's going to get eliminated, like, early merge. I don't know how she's going to get eliminated. Probably with the villain alliance. But, yeah. But overall, this episode was actually... this episode was pretty good. The challenge was pretty boring, but everything else about it was pretty good. The elimination was interesting, like having a double elimination. Not double elimination, but like where two teams losing and they had to eliminate one person was very interesting. I kind of already knew that Gabby was going to betray someone, but I was kind of surprised it was Tess. Either I did kind of predict it, but still. But yeah, overall this episode was pretty good. Not my favorite, but also not the worst. Thank you guys for watching, and what are your opinions on episode 9 of All Stars?